I've worked with a lot of people that sell on Amazon, and most people make the same mistakes over and over again. And I want to prevent you from making one of these mistakes. So in this video, I'm going to go over the top 5 mistakes that new Amazon FBA sellers make and how to prevent them. After that, I'm going to show you a complete, honest income report from my last month of selling on Amazon FBA, including something really surprising about my sales from last month, something I think you could really learn a lot from. And then finally, after that, what I'm gonna do is tell you what the biggest mistake I personally have made on Amazon. And if you watch any part of this video, this is the most important part of this video, because this mistake I think is the biggest mistake that you can make on Amazon. So please stick around till the end, because I think this is really important. The first mistake I see new Amazon sellers making is not niching down enough. Whatever product you have, whatever product idea you're working on, you need to niche down the branding. You need to niche down who it's for. Now, a lot of people think that their product is for everybody. That's just wrong. Let me give you some examples throughout history. Like, the most successful products are always extremely niche down. Apple, for instance, which is currently the most profitable company in the history of the world, they don't make computers for everybody. Now, can everybody use their computers? Yes, but who do they make computers for? They make computers for artists, creators, makers. Now, that's who they started with as their niche. Now, as their company grows, business people are starting to use their product, and more people start adopting their technology. You need to do the same thing with whatever your product is. You want to create a product that is polarizing, where some people love it and some people absolutely hate it. Whatever you think your niche is, if you think your niche is women 25 to 45, narrow it down. It should be women that live in metropolitan cities that have a dog 25 to 35. Like, think about the most niche market you can and create the perfect product for them. The next mistake I see people making is not creating a tribe before they launch their product on Amazon. You want to create a group of people that absolutely love your product before you even create your product. And the idea is you want to get people that are going to help you develop your product. This is what I did with my company, Performance Nut Butter. I started advertising the idea of my product on Instagram before it was ever finalized. And there's a lot of people that like the idea of my product, high quality fat on the go. And so what I did is I had them help me create the product. They helped me create what the logo should be. Like, I showed them a bunch of different logos. They helped me pick out the correct logo. They helped me pick out the packaging. They helped me pick out the brand messaging. And what happened is, when I launched it as a Kickstarter, I was able to raise $15,000 purely on an idea. Like, these people knew that they weren't going to get the physical product for 3 months. Now, obviously, you don't need to run your product as a Kickstarter, but what you need to do is create a tribe of people that help you develop your product before you ever launch it. Which brings us to secret number 3, and that's having a proper launch strategy. And by far, my favorite way to launch a product on Amazon is to have a launch group. So I like to get a bunch of people into a Facebook group. Obviously, as I mentioned, they help me develop the product, but then when I go to launch it on Amazon, they're the first people in line to buy the product. So what happens is you get a spike of sales, a spike of reviews. The day that you launch your product, Amazon sees this, and this snowballs into more and more sales, because as Amazon sees that you're getting a lot of sales for your product, it's likely to put it at the top of the search results. Some other ideas for your launch strategy is you should be building an email list. You should be messaging people on Facebook Messenger. Like, start interactions with them so that when you go to launch it, you can send them an email, so that you can send them a Facebook message. Same thing, Instagram. You could do some Instagram DMs. There's so many different ways, but whatever you do before you launch your product, have a proper launch strategy. The fourth mistake I see people making over and over again is still private labeling. Like, if you're buying stuff off of Alibaba or AliExpress, slapping your brand on it and putting it up on Amazon and thinking that's gonna work in 2019, 2020 and beyond, you're crazy. Like, there's no way. That ship has sailed. Now, can it still happen every once in a while? Yeah, maybe. But what's happening is, if you're doing that kind of low-hanging fruit strategy, you're gonna get other people coming in and competing with you, including the manufacturers over in China. In my opinion, private labeling, the old school way, is dead. What you need to be doing instead is creating a unique product. Create something that doesn't really exist yet. Now, this could be taking an existing product and just making it better. Also, on top of that, I would recommend highly, you need to brand whatever the product is too. Don't think that you can just do some kind of a knockoff like Steve's toothpaste. That's not a good brand. Like, no one really cares about that. See how you can niche down your product so it's perfect. If you're gonna do toothpaste, why not do toothpaste for athletes and figure out like what kind of ingredients an athlete would need? Obviously, that's kind of a silly example, but I like to buy products that I think were made for me. When I see something that I'm like, holy cow, how did they know exactly what I wanted? I'm way more likely to pull out my credit card and click the buy button. Now, on top of this, I personally believe whatever product you're selling, you should be passionate about it. If you're just selling some product just to make money, guess what? Someone else is gonna come along that's actually passionate about that product, and they're gonna be able to outmarket you. That's why I say you should create what I call a passion product. A passion product is something that you wish existed in the world, something that doesn't already exist, that you really believe in, that you're excited about, that you'd wear a t-shirt promoting, like not something that you're embarrassed by. My first company was a dance clothing company. To be honest, I was a little bit embarrassed by it. Like, I didn't really enjoy working on it because I didn't really understand or know the space. Contrast that to what my current product is, Performance Nut Butter, which is a healthy on-the-go snack, something I really care about. Like, I'm really interested in health and nutrition. And the fact that I'm passionate about my product makes it so it's a lot easier for me to market my product. Like, I already know what's going on inside my customer's head because I am the customer. I know what influencers I should contact because they're the influencers I follow on my Instagram. The fifth mistake I see new Amazon sellers make, and this is a big one, is not understanding the numbers of how Amazon works. A lot of people watch YouTube or they go to Instagram and they see the Amazon gurus saying, I just made $1 million off Amazon. Now, what those gurus aren't telling you is that's the revenue and not the profit. And I talk about this in a lot of my videos, but it's worth explaining again. Now, someone might say that they're doing $100,000 in revenue, but what they don't tell you is after all their expenses, they're only making $10,000 or whatever the number might be. And a lot of people on YouTube and on Instagram, they spend a ton of money on advertising to make it look like they're making a lot of money when at the end of the day, they're taking home almost no profit. Now, I try to be as completely honest as possible with my numbers. So let me show you my numbers, my honest actual numbers from last month, so you can get a real idea of how much you can make off of Amazon. And I do want to show you, after I show you my numbers, there is something really important that I want to point out. So last month for me, I did a little over $30,000 revenue off of Amazon. That's the total number of sales I got in. Now, that's not the profit. We have to subtract all the expenses so we can get like how much money did I actually make off of Amazon. So the first thing is I got to pay for the product. That cost me almost $10,000. Like, to pay for all the products that I sold in the last month cost me close to about $10,000. Then there was the Amazon FBA pick and pack fee. This is the fee that Amazon takes out for storing my product in their warehouse and then picking it out from the lineup and sending it out to the customers. There's about $5,000 in pick and pack fees. There's another fee, there's about $5,000, which is just the Amazon FBA selling fee. No matter what you're selling, if you're selling on Amazon, they take about 15% off the top. So for example, if your product's a $100 product, they're taking $15 as a selling fee. After that, there is the cost that I pay for advertising, a few $1,000s there too. Now, I don't necessarily need to pay for advertising. I'm ranking organically pretty high in some results, but paying for the advertising does help me get some extra sales, so it's a few $1,000s there. There's also just other random Amazon FBA fees that they just charge storage fees and other things, a few $100 there. And then I spent probably about $1,000 paying my virtual assistants and just other random things, LLC fees, all that kind of just random stuff I'll include as $1,000. So after you subtract all my fees, my profit was about $11,000. Now, as I said, there's something really interesting about my income report. And what's interesting to me is if you've been watching this channel, you know every month I do my monthly income report. And if you've noticed, my income report has been pretty much the same for the last few months. And why this is interesting is I've spent pretty much zero time on my Amazon FBA company in the last month. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a lot of work to get up and running, but this is the beautiful thing about Amazon FBA is that once you get it up and running, it kind of starts selling on its own. It kind of starts making money on its own. So even though I'm not making a crazy amount of money off of Amazon FBA, it's pretty much making money even if I'm not working on it actively. I actually spent most of the last month traveling around France, completely avoiding any kind of email or internet connection at all. and my company still made over $10,000 profit. But now I want to share with you the biggest mistake I personally have made on Amazon. And again, if you watch any part of this video, this is the most important part. Now, before I tell you what the biggest mistake I've personally made on Amazon is, I do want to announce the winners for last month's one-on-one consulting giveaway. So if you see your name down below, you won a free consulting session with me. If you want to enter to win a free consulting session, which I do every month, just make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on this video down below. I pick a new winner every month. There's more details down below. So for me, the biggest mistake I've personally made on Amazon by far, and probably the biggest mistake I see most people making, is waiting. My mistake came because I've been waiting to launch my second product, my second Amazon FBA product, which is going to be a cacao performance nut butter. This has probably cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars, because if I would have launched this product a year ago, I would have made all that profit in the last year, which would have been at least over $100,000, assuming it does as well as my current product. But the truth is, I think it's gonna do better. Now, the way I see most people making this mistake is they never get started. They always think, oh, next month is gonna be the perfect time to start, or in a few months, once I have time. Whatever you're doing, take that small baby step right now. Take one step forward to selling your product. And if you wanna know how, I have a step-by-step, like complete formula on how you can create a passion product. And I did a free YouTube video that I'll link right here. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Click that link, and I'll see you in the next video. And thank you for watching.